Palmistry is the art of reading hands. It looks at the lines and shapes on your palm. People believe these marks can tell a story. They might show your personality, and they might even tell your future. This practice is very old. Its beginnings are a mystery. We think it started thousands of years ago in India. From there, it traveled to other parts of the world. Ancient people looked at the stars to understand the world, but they also looked at their hands. They saw a connection between the lines on their hands and their own lives. This connection felt magical and important. It was a way to understand their place in the universe. The hand was seen as a small map of a person's life. Each line had a special meaning. The long line curving around the thumb was the lifeline. It told the story of a person's health and energy. Another important line was the headline. This line showed how a person thinks. Is their mind clear? Are they creative? The heart line was also very important. It revealed a person's feelings and relationships. Ancient palm readers studied these lines very carefully. They believed the gods wrote these stories on our hands before we were even born. This made palm reading a very serious and respected practice. Imagine living in an ancient village. A wise person comes to visit. This person can read palms. You show them your hand. You are nervous and excited. What will they see? They might tell you about a long journey you will take. They might warn you about a challenge ahead. Or they might see great happiness in your future. This information was very powerful. It gave people hope. It helped them prepare for difficult times. It made them feel like their lives had a special meaning. The belief was that your destiny was not random. It was written right there in your hand for you to see. This ancient belief was not just simple fortune-telling. It was a deep part of the culture. It connected people to their spirituality and the world around them. Great leaders and thinkers were interested in palmistry. Even Alexander the Great was said to have studied his own palms. He believed the lines on his hands showed his great destiny. This shows how important palmistry was. It was not just for common people. It was for everyone who wanted to understand themselves and their path in life. The hand was a sacred text, and the palm reader was the one who could interpret its secrets for all to hear. The art of palmistry did not stay in one place. Like a story shared around a campfire, it traveled from person to person. It moved across lands and seas. From its likely start in India, the knowledge of palm reading spread. It journeyed along ancient trade routes. It reached China, Tibet, and Persia. Each culture added its own ideas to palmistry. They mixed it with their own beliefs and traditions. In China, for example, palmistry became connected to traditional medicine. The hand was seen as a reflection of a person's health. The color and texture of the skin were just as important as the lines themselves. The journey continued westward. Palmistry eventually arrived in ancient Greece and Rome. The Greeks were great thinkers. They loved to study everything. They connected palmistry to their gods and goddesses. The mounts, or the fleshy bumps on the palm, were named after them. The mount under the index finger was named for Jupiter, the king of the gods. This showed leadership. The mount under the little finger was named for Mercury, the messenger god. This showed communication skills. This system made palmistry more organized. It became a detailed study, almost like a science of the hand. The Romans used it to choose good leaders and soldiers. During the Middle Ages in Europe, things changed for palmistry. The church became very powerful. It did not like practices like fortune-telling. Palmistry was sometimes seen as dark magic. People who practiced it had to be very careful. They were often called witches or sorcerers. Despite these dangers, the knowledge did not disappear completely. It was kept alive in secret. It was passed down in hidden books and by word of mouth. Some scholars continued to study it quietly. They knew it held ancient wisdom that was too valuable to lose. The secrets of the hand were protected, waiting for a time when they could be shared freely again. When the Renaissance began, there was a new interest in old knowledge. People started studying ancient Greek and Roman texts again. Palmistry came back into the light. Books about palmistry were printed for the first time. This meant more people could learn about it than ever before. It became popular among nobles and scholars. They saw it as a fascinating way to understand human nature. The practice changed and grew with the times. It absorbed new ideas about psychology and personality. Palmistry proved that it could adapt. It was not just a relic of the past, but a living tradition that continued to evolve with each new generation. As centuries passed, a new way of thinking emerged. This was the age of reason and the rise of science. Scientists wanted proof for everything. They conducted experiments and demanded evidence. Things that could not be measured or proven were often dismissed. Palmistry, with its mystical roots, faced a great challenge. Many scientists said it was just a superstition. They argued that the lines on our hands were created by how we used them. They said the lines had no connection to our personality or our destiny. For many people, the new discoveries of science seemed more real and trustworthy than the ancient art of palm reading. Despite this growing skepticism, palmistry did not fade away. Many people still felt a strong connection to it. They believed that science could not explain everything about human life. It could explain how the body works, but what about the soul? What about love, hope, and destiny? For these deeper questions, people still turned to palmistry. The practice survived not in laboratories, but in parlors and at fairs. It was kept alive by fortune tellers and mystics. They offered a different kind of knowledge. It was a knowledge of the heart and the spirit, not just of the mind. Palmistry offered personal insights that science could not provide. In the 19th century, during the Victorian era, there was a huge revival of interest in spirituality and the occult. People were fascinated by ghosts, seances, and mysterious forces. Palmistry fit perfectly into this world. It became very fashionable. Famous palm readers, like Chero, became celebrities. They read the hands of famous people, from writers to royalty. They wrote popular books that made palmistry accessible to everyone. They combined the ancient traditions with modern ideas about character analysis. This made palmistry seem more sophisticated and intellectual. It was presented as a tool for understanding yourself, not just for predicting the future. This period was crucial for palmistry's survival. It found a new identity. It was not trying to compete with science. Instead, it offered a complementary path to understanding. Science could tell you how the world works. Palmistry could help you understand how you fit into that world. This duality allowed it to thrive. People could believe in both science and palmistry at the same time. One did not have to cancel out the other. This adaptability ensured that even in a world dominated by logic and reason, there was still a place for the mystery and magic held within the palm of a hand. The human need for meaning was stronger than any scientific argument against it. Today, in the 21st century, palmistry is still with us. It has found many new forms and purposes. For some people, it is a fun activity at a party or a festival. It is a form of entertainment, like getting your tarot cards read. People enjoy the mystery and the excitement of hearing what a palm reader might say. They do not necessarily take it as an absolute truth. Instead, it is a playful way to think about their life and their future. It can be a great conversation starter and a fun experience to share with friends. This lighthearted approach has made palmistry more popular and accessible than ever before. For other people, palmistry is a serious tool for self-discovery. They are not just looking for predictions about the future. They want to understand themselves better. A palm reading can feel like a therapy session. It can highlight a person's strengths and weaknesses. It can point to inner conflicts or hidden talents. In this way, palmistry acts as a mirror. It reflects a person's own character back at them. This can be very empowering. It can help people make important decisions about their career, their relationships, or their personal growth. The hand becomes a guide for navigating the complexities of modern life. The enduring appeal of palmistry comes from a deep human curiosity. We all wonder about our future. We want to know what lies ahead. Will we be happy? Will we find love? Will we be successful? These are timeless questions. Palmistry offers a sense of control in a world that often feels chaotic and unpredictable. It suggests that our destiny is not entirely random. There is a plan, a path, written into our very being. This idea can be very comforting. It gives people hope and a sense of purpose. It makes them feel that their life has a unique and special meaning, a story waiting to be told. In the end, palmistry continues to fascinate us because it speaks to our desire for connection. It connects our inner world of thoughts and feelings to our outer world of actions and experiences. Whether you see it as an ancient oracle, a psychological tool, or simply a bit of fun, palmistry holds a unique place in our culture. It reminds us that there is always more to learn about ourselves and the mysterious journey of life. The lines on our hands may change as we live and grow, But our search for meaning and our hope for the future will always remain, etched as deeply as any line on our palms.